we are, another palatial palace in the big wide world of drag racing. Joined today, Allan Bates. Known this guy for a long, long time. And Lee Bates as well. Just so that people can get a good idea of what we were here for. At the end of last season, these guys were involved with RAPTOR. RAPTOR.
Not Rapture.
Did I say RAPTOR? I got that wrong.
That was in the evening. Rapture.
That's another one to save. Because my friends with the Wicked Lady, right? I called them Silver Lady. You know, so anyway, so that's cool. So anyway, so RAPTOR. And then you then became your fastest altered, 5:89 with you driving.
Yeah, that's it.
What a nice experience for you.
Yeah, that was good. It was very unexpected, as you can imagine.
Yeah.
As I said in the interview at Santa Pod, we only really wanted to go up there last year and just get the car on the track.
Yeah.
It was a new car to us. All the lads were new to the sport. So, yeah, it was a bit of like a Cinderella story, really, isn't it? You know, last run of the year, and you go out there and get the European record, which was awesome. But, you know, we've got to improve on that now.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, the nice thing about it was I remember that meeting. I was going to talk to you guys, but you lost your keys.
Yeah.
And then Lightning Leaks came along.
Yeah, Dale come along, and that was probably the happiest I saw him all last year, to be honest with you, when I asked him to break into a van. You know, I worked on his car for him last year, and yeah, he's always bubbly, isn't he? But yeah, when we gave him a grinder and told him to get some keys out the back of a VW van, he was over the moon, wasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, put a big smile on his face.
Exactly, yeah.
So that got you sorted out as well. But that was a good meeting for you guys. Now, obviously, with yourself and your history, you go way, way back. Tell us a little bit about your history, how you got involved. And
I lived in Ware, just round the corner from Nobby.
Nobby Hills. Yeah.
Nobby Hills, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my brother was working on Nobby's car. I didn't know nothing about drag racing. There was a car show in the Ware Drill Hall. And I said, I'll go down and have a look at that. And I walked in and there was Nobby's dragster. I'd never seen nothing like it in my life. Anyway, cut a long story short, I started hanging around the car. And then my brother left and I took over the maintenance of the Paula Murphy car in my garage. And the fuel dragster was done at Hatfield at SLD Holdings.
Yeah.
So I loved that car. That was my favourite car, you know. Running the car up on a council estate, stuff like that was just brilliant. So previous to that, to that car coming over, I'd never seen a funny car. And I went to the 73 Internationals, and the first thing I see coming around the bottom was on a trailer was Schumacher's funny car. And I said, I've got to have a go in one of them.
Yeah.
Moving on, I used to warm the dragster up, which meant starting it down the fire up road, take it up the track, and drive them through the pits and stop them in the pits. I'd done it for probably 6 months. And then Owen crashed the funny car at the 78 meeting. I was having a wild party at my house. Nobby come round, knocked on the door, he said, come out. I said, what's up? He said, you're driving the drags the next meeting. So I said, well, I'll do it now. He said, no. He said, I mean driving it now. And he said, the only thing I'll say is if you don't want to do it, don't do it. Well, what a dumb question, eh?
That's it, really, isn't it?
So it went out, we went out, and I think the first run I done was something like about a 7-1. And then it ran a 660. And I got the bug.
Yeah. So that, what was the motor in that?
That was a rear engine car based on Tony Nance's car. That was a 484 iron block at the time, iron heads and all that. It ran a good car. It was actually, when we'd finished with it, when we bought the next funny car out, it was made into the Needle for Dave Lee Travis.
Dave Lee Travis, yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get hold of him again because
apparently I've heard he's coming back or something.
Heritage Radio.
Heritage Radio, that's it, yeah.
So, yeah. I haven't got his number, so I'm trying to get hold of him. Well, I used to have it, but I haven't now. So, yeah. But anyway, so yeah. So the Needle, yeah.
Then I'd got the bug. So I wanted to drive, and Owen was getting a brand new funny car, and I wasn't going to get a drive in that. And Dave Pryor offered me a drive in the Warlock. Do you remember the Warlock?
Just about, yeah.
That was a bit of a mistake, but I got in it and drove it and blew it up and all that. And then I went to work for the Stones.
Yeah.
Worked for them for a few years. Best days of my life, that was.
Good bunch.
Good bunch.
Yeah.
Crazy
definitely.
people, you know.
Yeah.
Do you want me to keep going? It's going to go on, this is.
No, yeah, go on, carry on. We'll go to Lee in a minute.
I drove to Santa Pod for a meeting. God. 85, Owen decides he's going to pack up.
Yeah.
Nobby phones me up. He says, oh, Owen's packing up. I said, oh, yeah. And with Nobby, you never ask nothing.
No.
So I said, what are you going to do then? Nothing. And then he said, well, do you want to drive then? I said, yeah, I'll have a drive. And I drove it. I was 85. I drove that up until Nobby packed up in 90.
Yeah.
Then I was...
Some people would have something like Hound Dog.
That was the Corvette.
Corvette, yeah.
When Nobby packed it in, there was a lot of animosity between him and Riswick and people like that.
Yeah.
And I was left to the point that Riswick come up to me and said, would you drive the car or carry on driving the car? And I said, yeah, I will, but I didn't know nothing about them, but not these bigger engines.
Yeah.
So I got Fletcher to come over, you know Dave Fletcher?
Yeah, yeah.
He came over. We had a few problems with it. In the end, David decided he'd want to sell it and left me
High and
dry.
Yeah.
And the meeting of when the Avon Park new track opened.
That was Dave and Co, wasn't it?
Yeah. I was standing by the fence and a guy called Frank Chabik. Do you know them, the Chabik brothers?
Because we came up there when the grandstand and all that was built. We was going to put the radio station up there. That's right, remember, yeah.
Well, Frank Chabik come up to me and said, I've just bought a car off a Canute. Would you run it for me or drive it for me? I said, yeah. I said, the only thing is I want to look at it. Oh, my God. We took that apart. Me and Mark Hawkins took it apart. I've never seen so much rubbish in all my life. And we rebuilt it. We done everything on it. And in the end, I think we ran a 660 with it, something like that. Never done no damage. And Frank Chabik cried his eyes out. And to be honest, that was highlighting my driving, really, because I just, you know, for them two old boys, they'd steal everything off everybody. They wouldn't eat for a month up to a meeting just to get their car there, and they'd run a good number.
Yeah.
Then I went race. Mark bought the car off of him, Mark Hawkins, and I raced with him till 90. We had a bit of a disagreement, as we normally do, me and Mark.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm not really, you know, I always wanted my own car. And always, you know, I'd run cars. I'd run Tony Bowden's car.
Yeah.
Forgot that, run his car. And I know a little bit. And anyway, Lee went to Australia. We used to go out there twice a year, and lovely. Go to the drags out there, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'll come back one day and he phones me up and he says, I'm going to, because he'd been helping a guy out there, Rory Taylor. And he said, I'm going to drive for drags to next meeting. I said, don't do it. He said, why is that? I said, because it'll spoil your life. Because once you've got that in you, you've just got to continue with it, you see.
Yeah.
So COVID again hit.
Yeah.
We couldn't go out there for 2 years because Western Australia shut the state down if one person got it.
Yeah.
He phones up one day and he says, I'm coming home. So I said, well, what are we going to do? He said, we better get a race car now then.
Good plan.
Well, you know, go from one extreme to the other, don't you? Living halfway around the world to moving back here and buy a race car.
Buy a race car, yeah. It must have given you great joy wanting to do this, moving on and...
Yeah, I mean, you know, growing up, I spent numerous amounts of weekends in a workshop, and I was probably from the age of 10 to like 13, and I didn't really appreciate what them guys were doing when they were building a North Arts engineering car. You know, it was like, unless I was at Santa Pod, it was boring to me.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I wanted to be playing football and stuff. So you know, watching them build the car, then them running it, and then Dad not being involved. As soon as he wasn't involved, I realised how much I missed it. But I stayed in it, you know, kept going up Santa Pod and stuff like that. But then when I went to Australia, I got involved with the cars over there for a good friend, Gary. And then, I got offered to drive it. And as Dad said, once I'd done it once, I was knackered, really, because I just wanted to keep doing it. And doing it, you know.
Lee actually had his first birthday with my missus sleeping on the back seat of a Julie in Hockenheim. That's what it was like, and you know.
Yeah, so that's why I've got this like funny twitch, because I've been around it. So.
No, ain't with that.
Am I going there? But yeah, you know, it's interesting times. A lot of people, drag racing world knows anyway, but a lot of people don't realise that there is drag racing in Australia.
Yeah.
You know,
it's big time.
they're talking about maybe Malta. Well, Malta's a different kettle of fish.
Yeah.
And getting the cars out there and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, Australia, it's quite a big scene out there.
Yeah. Can I just say something? I feel I should say. Lee drove that car in Australia, and if you watch the videos, he just drove it. It wasn't going into stage. The guy kicked the back wheel, went into stage, and he ran a 6-1 first run. But I think the car was driving him more than that. But he came over last meeting. We went up there last meeting. Santa Pod said, I drove it first to get it half track, just check. We pulled some pretty good 60-foot numbers with the car. There was nothing, except we've still got a little shake, which we're going to try and sort out. But that car, I said to him after that event, I said, you're going to be all right to drive at next meeting. We went up there. They said to Lee said to them rather, he said, am I allowed to go in competition? They said, no, not unless you run a 7-second run. And he went, what did it run? 7-8?
7-8, yeah.
7-8. Then they said, yeah, maybe. Yeah, you should be all right. So the next one was a 6-1, wasn't it?
No, 7-1.
7-1. And then it went 6-1. And he'd never raced anybody before. To be fair, he didn't even know how to cut a light. So he ran against Adam Clayton.
Yeah, Adam.
And I said...
You used to run against him, didn't you?
Yeah, I said, I'll tell you how to do this. And I told him, and he pulled it's brilliant. You know, so he's done well. Do you know what I mean?
It obviously gives you the, you know, racing against these guys that your dad used to race against and everything else. Great stuff.
Yeah.
Great enthusiasm from you.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, I want to go, you know, like next year, getting the possibility to race this year, Tony and people like that. I remember being at Avon Park when Tony ran against Dad the Jungle Funny car for the first time.
Yes, I remember that.
When he at the top end when we got down there and things, and now
that was his first 6-second run.
Yeah, something like that.
Tony's first 6 seconds.
So to get to be able to do that is cool, and you know, even going back to like running the record and stuff. You look at that list, and there's like he's on it, Owen's on it. You know, like all these people that I've grown up watching are on it, and it's awesome.
It is. Yeah, it's a crazy.
I remember once when I was driving, I was going to race Herridge, Allan Herridge,
yeah.
And I was just green, you know. And Hoover come up to me and he said, "You still got the same car as you, mate." You know, but they are your heroes.
They are. I mean, seeing all of them people. Obviously legends, if you want to put it that way. But for you racing them people, and like I say, they're all the same engines, they're all the same whatever. But like yourself, experience gets you down that start line and down the track.
It does,
you know, and you can't knock that. And you've gone out there and done this.
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. Like I've probably done a total of 10 passes in a nitro car.
Yeah.
Not all of them full passes. I'm not naive enough to think, I'm the top dog now. Do you know what I mean? I know I've got loads more to learn. And I mean, as Dad said, when I got in that car in Australia, I reckon you could have put anyone in there that wanted to get in it.
Because the car done it.
Because the car was set up perfect. And that's credit to the crew, our crew here as well. And probably why I've got so much confidence in the car, because we've built this from the ground up.
Yeah.
You know, when it come from Tony, it was how we wanted it. It was all in bits. We've built absolutely everything on this. So any one of our lads you can ask them to do that, and they know. Oh yeah, I know how that goes together.
Yeah.
You know, And I think when you've got when you are involved in it, it makes it a lot easier because you've got a lot more confidence.
Yeah. Plus, you have got the experience working with Lightning Leaks and the crew there and everyone else. That's given you a lot of experience, and you as well, because obviously it's a bit more modern technology now, and
having Dad there as well. I trust what he says. If he was to say to me, if he said to me after the first couple of runs, look, I don't think this is for you, kind of thing. Then, but there's quite a lot of confidence both ways. And I think that goes a long way as well. So
absolutely.
That's nice as well.
Yeah. There's one thing I'll always say. It's a thing I say to everybody. A good funny car or a good altered is not hard to drive. It's when it becomes a bad one, when it's not running right, when it, then they're a pain in the arse, they're a pig.
And holding them.
They don't want to work if they're not right. If they're right, it'll leave the line. And you can go along and have a fag halfway up if you like,
Dale.
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 Don't give him ideas.
He'll have a hole cut in front of his helmet.
No, I'm going shopping.
He's had everything thrown at him.
Yeah, last year.
He did.
Everything.
He's admitted that big time. And it was
standing on the start line and watching it for the first few meetings was like, wow, he's literally been thrown in at the deep end here. And we haven't had any situations like that on the track.
No.
Off the track. I mean, that first meeting we went to, to be honest with you, without Shane Bigg, Lee Sterling, the Thermareg guys, we probably would never have even got the car started that weekend.
Yeah.
And it was a simple little mistake. Well, I'm not going to it's people like that have helped us this year to get to where we are. It's not just me getting in there because that was the easy part. It's everyone else that's helped us. We went to a test and tune in August and done some damage in the pits before we'd even started it up on the Saturday. But we had crew members driving around borrowing parts. The Showtime team, Michael, helped out massively with some tools to time it up. But that's what it's all about. Like
it's always been that way.
It's like Adam Clayton, like last meeting, even just borrowing some nuts off of him. He come round, can I borrow this? That's what it's all about.
One person I'm going to continue to thank completely is Dave Wilson.
Yeah.
Because I keep going back to past driving around.
Well, Dave Wilson, it's on my list to do. Well, and I was going to do it, and I was unwell, so I couldn't go and do it. But great guy.
What happened years ago? Some yank come over, and he said to me, "You want to get one of these going? Be prepared to put 2 gallons of nitro, 2 drums of nitro through it, get it to idle." So we took our fuel injection to Dave Wilson. He's like a mad professor. If he had white hair sticking up and you go in and he's got all the flow bench and everything like that. And he said, "What do you want?" So I told him exactly what amount of fuel I wanted going through it. He done the lot. Cost a few bob, but that engine, we haven't touched anything on that engine-wise yet. It's not touching any pistons. Nothing's getting used on it. And there's so much more can be put into it, but that took all that pressure away from all us. If it had started up and it wasn't running right and it was burning pistons, it saved us a fortune.
That's one thing that, talk about Shane Bigg from Dale's team. When we started up for the first time on Nitro, he was just like dumbfounded. He was like, he couldn't believe it. He'd never seen a car be started up on Nitro and just be exactly how he would have wanted it as a crew chief.
Yeah.
And that is, like as Dad said, that is down to Dave Wilson. He gave us a data sheet. He told us, put that there. We put it all there, and he just fired and went. And it was... And
he's not so grumpy anyway, is he?
No, sometimes he is.
Yeah, sometimes he is. When you're trying to sleep at 3 o'clock in the morning and you've got an idea or a thought and you text him, he's quite grumpy there.
Well, yeah.
Which is understandable.
Yeah. No, it's not that. Well, these are all names. They're all good people and everything else. And it's very, very nice for me seeing you guys out there doing the stuff. Dragstalgia. The likes of, obviously, he's not driving now, but obviously Robbie Grabham, Dave Grabham, them guys. They're all, they've all kept with it. When, the Nostalgia Altered Association was started and to start pushing it through now, the nostalgia is people want to see it again. because there is a slight lull, if you like, in the top fields now and everything. And when you see you wild boys come out and do your stuff, amazing.
I think what people want is top fuel dragsters are obviously the pinnacle of the sport.
Mm-hmm.
But if you've got two and they're both smoke the tyres, then they're no better than 10 of these going down the track at 6 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
A lot of people you take drag racing don't understand the timing system for a long time.
No.
But if they see two truck cars going down the track and they're like, "Oh, who won that?" and they have to wait for the lights to come on, that is the big appeal.
Absolutely.
And that's what we done in Australia. You know, Rory Taylor started the class in Australia because WA is so far away from everywhere else in Australia.
Yeah.
He went, right, well, we've got two nostalgia funny cars, we've got two front engine dragsters, we've got some Alters, and we've got a big show dragster. So they basically just went, right, we're going to put these small restrictions in and let's all go race.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we had 10 cars and we were selling the Motorplex out on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know, constant 580s, 590s, and people were loving it, you know. And that's what, you know, what I've been trying to explain to people over here, you know, because I'll explain, there's been a lot of chat lately about what our car exactly is in regards to specifications. So do you want me to
please do that, because of some of the meetings you're going to, 100%. You've got to change things.
So basically, as Dad spoke about earlier, when we first decided to build this, we were going to just put an Alter together, a little blower, you know, a little pump. And then when you actually start looking into the price of the smaller equipment, it's quite worrying, really, to then go and run it at 100% capacity and potentially do damage.
Yeah.
So Mark Hawkins said to us, well, I've got these bits for sale. He had the 1471 blower, a big 60-gallon fuel pump. And he said, well, why don't run a 2-speed in it? He said, just run sync primaries and just run a direct drive. And we kind of thought, well, and when he put the prices together for the parts, it was like, wow, we can actually do this and try and make
and less expensive as the smaller stuff.
Exactly. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not taking anything away from what the guys are doing with the smaller bits, and I understand the rules and that there. But we put that together for quite a good price, and we're running the same amount of fuel through our car as what most of them cars are, but we've got a blower that's hardly doing anything. It's got the overdrive on it is so low.
Yeah.
We got the clutch. I mean, I put some figures into the clutch, and what did it run that time? What was it? 60 foot.
0.93.
0.93. They're top fuel type numbers, and it doesn't use any clutch either.
So you're not even damaging the clutch.
No. So I mean, last year, don't get me wrong, we only done a couple of full passes, but we have done no damage whatsoever. We've used no clutch.
Even the spark plugs. It's, you know, I'm reading the plugs and it just keeps saying I want some more to go faster.
But what I was trying to get at is a lot, you know, like we haven't got a big gear. What gear we got in it?
390.
390.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, although we're running the good numbers, because we've got big stuff, it's not being stressed and it's just going down there and it's all working quite happy. A lot of that is down to the fuel system.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot to be said for going bigger but running at a lesser capacity than running smaller and running at 100% capacity.
Can I just apologise to Rob Loring while I remember it? Because he come up to me at the end of that meeting and he said, it took me 10 years to get that record and you've come up one meeting and took it off of us.
Yeah.
But there's
a difference. Yeah. This is a funny car with an altered body on it.
Yeah.
His car was a proper fuel altered.
Yeah.
And, you know, I know for a fact when he gets his new car out, we're going to have to watch ourselves because, you know, that record has stood for quite a little while and this car should run that number we run.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And if we had Dad's ideal, as you can probably see from the pictures, Dad's ideal idea of an altered is to have a Havoc car.
Yeah.
To have it short, to be aggressive, to be horrible. But, you know, as I said to you, we don't have the budget for that. So we've put together what we could do. We've done a deal with Tony. Thank him for all the help and that as well. You know, we had a good deal. And Mark Hawkins and Dale. And we've put together something that we wanted to put together. But I think a lot of people need to look and kind of go, yeah, maybe that is, you know, we can help our pockets a bit here.
Do you want another funny story?
Go on.
We wanted Do you remember the DMAG car, Nobby's car? It was an altered.
That was
Yellow.
mid-70s, wasn't
it? Yeah, possibly.
Yeah.
Anyway, when we've got this, I said, we'll get one like that, body like that. So Lee phoned the States and they said, yeah, we do them. They're $800 each. But he said, if you're going to buy it, you want to buy two. He said, we don't want two. He said, well, time you get one over, you might as well put the other one inside it and you can sell the other one. So he said, nah. So I got in touch, Lee got in touch with Pat Cuss. Do you remember Pat Cuss?
No.
Rat catcher car.
Oh, right, yeah, rat catcher, yeah. I know that.
So he sent him a picture of what we wanted. And he said, yeah, I can do that. 600 quid, wasn't it? Something like that. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, get on with it then. About 2 months later, I don't know, he phoned us up and said, your body's ready. So he sent us a picture. Well, it wasn't nothing like what we wanted. It was like the old T-Rat. Remember with the big open...
It was like a roadster body.
The roadster body.
Yeah.
So he said, that ain't what we want. So I said, oh. He said, well, what can I do? He said, well, if you come down, I'll let you have it for 300 quid and I'll give you all the fiberglass to modify it. Well, we did that. And when we got back here, and all we saved out of that body was a bit here. So we had to make the complete body.
So you're doing your own fabrication then?
Yeah, we'd never done that.
The Raptor car that we run was made by us and the guys we fiberglassed it with the angle on the side of it. We went to Jewson's and got some big drain pipe, cut it into quarters, and that's how we got the angle for that.
Wow. But the funny thing is, 3 months ago, Lee says, yeah, look at this. And there was a picture of the body we wanted for 350 quid.
For sale in
20
miles.
In Stevenage. Now, when we was building the other one, if someone had had that for sale in Scotland, we'd have driven to Scotland to get it for 350, and it was just there, so we bought that. So now we've got
another body.
There you are.
Stories all the time.
Yeah,
Nigel.
I mean, there's so many. There's so many people that and you got Lee Brown and all that lot, and Jim Usher and all, everyone. It's just incredible, and now these guys, still out there, still doing their stuff.
Yeah, well, one person I'm hoping he brings his alter out is Mickey Moore.
Yeah, old Mickey. We love Mickey.
The mob altered. Like when I was growing up, obviously, I always watching and stuff. I always remember his altered. That was awesome. I love that. So that would be cool if he could get back out there with his car.
I wouldn't mind having a chat with him at some point, actually.
Maybe with Tony works on his car.
Yeah. Yeah, so. Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah. No. I mean, there's a lot of people I want to do like the likes of Craig, because Craig Monroe does a lot of body work. Yeah. He's now trying to do Steve Ashdown's, isn't he? And The Undertaker.
He's done
Dale's repairs. Yeah. He's everywhere. He's obviously doing a lot of work for Robin Reed as well, isn't it?
That's a project, that is, isn't it? God.
Yeah.
I thought we had it bad. God.
So yeah. I mean, but there's like the whole experience with drag racing, how it's gone from here to where it is now. It's almost come a complete circle.
Yeah,
it has, hasn't it? It has, with the cars and everything.
I think the biggest thing is, back in the 80s and stuff, it was a lot. I'm not going to say easier, but it was probably people could make their own stuff. Do you know what I mean? The
cars were made by themselves. We made our own chassis,
and then it was like, iron blocks. We're on the stages of billet blocks and stuff. It's more money. All the safety stuff. That costs. So all of a sudden, you could get the guy with an average, just a normal job, have a race car and go racing, couldn't you?
Yeah.
So
the old Rover engines and all that sort of stuff.
It's like. I think now it's just kind of it's like Santa Pod's evolving, which is awesome. I remember it back when Dad was racing in the early 90s. It was mud everywhere and that you could take anyone at Santa.
Oh, it's superb up there now.
Oh, you used to go into Trev's Cafe.
Yeah.
Spit and sawdust, wasn't it? And that sort of stuff.
Worst thing was going to the toilet, wasn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, if you're lucky, you can put one in in them days.
Yeah.
But no, it's evolved so much, and the whole thing is, it's different now, and I dare say that there's more improvements and the side of it, and then obviously now you're improving what you're doing. You've got more meetings to attend now, so therefore you've now got to get more specifications and everything else. So tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so basically it's not 100% confirmed yet, but it's penciled in that we're going to be running main event and Euro finals in a kind of match racing situation with Tony, Tim, and one other, potentially Andy Raw, I think. It just changes. Like this car's been put together and it's got all the safety gear on it. I mean, we wouldn't go out unless everything was safe.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically now everything's got to have an SFI sticker on it to say that it's safe. It's daunting, but it's not the end of the world. It's a situation where, you know, if you want to run at these events, then things have got to be checked.
Yeah.
As I say, we would never have let Dad get in it. He wouldn't have let me get in it if we knew anything was not up to standard anyway.
Yeah.
It just means now that we need someone to look at it and say, yeah, and it needs to have a stamp on it. That includes like your blower bag, diaper, clutch can, clutch. I've had to buy some new seat belts. I mean, luckily enough, I bought a new fire suit last year from Pete and Sue at South Central Fire, one of my good sponsors. It's just one of them things, you know, if you want to go up in anything, if you want to progress, then sometimes you need to invest. So
absolutely,
we're willing to do that, and we're hoping that we can get some team exposure and also a little bit of a reward for the boys. You know, like it was awesome running that run, but you watch the footage back and there was, because the weather was rubbish and it wasn't necessarily one of the bigger events, there wasn't many people there. And obviously you want as many people to see your car and to see you doing well as possible. So that's another thing. So it's something to look forward to. Really looking forward to this year.
Yeah.
Do you know Bill Sherritt?
Yeah.
Well, he works on Adam's car.
Well, he's his granddad.
It's his granddad.
Yeah.
And I said, what we should do one meeting is me race Bill in the two cars and we could push us down to the start line in wheelchairs and all that. And, you know, a couple of granddads just having a match off, you know what I mean? And he's quite up for that, I think.
That's like refresher advert. Granny's going shopping.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is it's like our guy that does the dinosaur thing out the front. That's what we try. You can't entertain the crowds with big smoky burnouts anymore. You know, so you have to put a show on.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's what lets funny cars down a little bit because they do a short burnout now, back up. And
I mean, you look at what Dale does some big burnouts, fair enough, but Haddock come over.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was that you could tell it weren't his car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He hated it, drove it like he hated it.
Yeah, he was doing the big burnouts. He was, you know, I mean, I stood behind that sometimes and it was like, you know, wow. You know, but it's very, like, the track is so well prepped now, which is a good thing. But unfortunately, there's no space for the big burnouts and, you know, it's just...
Yeah, and also the cost-wise, because when you're going and doing a longer and longer burnout, you've got to, and you've also got to then come back because you're burning the nitro.
Well, you watch how many cars at the FIA events as well. Sometimes don't do a proper burnout.
I think we could get away with just
dry hops,
spin it up to the line and go.
Yeah.
I mean, I made a big mistake when I was driving it.
Yeah.
Because I thought I watched Tim Garlick actually because he used to stop in the water and burn out, and I thought I'll have a go at that. Well, I done it. And it didn't. It went up on the tyres, and I thought I'll give it a go. And it went about 1,000 foot because it just launched, you know.
And that was with water on the tyres.
You know, so
credit to Santa Pod because the track is.
No, the track is awesome.
For what you lose in regards to the show, we're seeing the records that are being produced,
that you want,
not just at the FIA events, but at the smaller lifestyle events. You know, like the track at the Hot Rod Drags. That Saturday night. Joe Bond unfortunately oiled down before us, and then we went down the lane and ran a 6-1. So you know they're so quick, and
they are good. They've been doing it for long enough.
For someone that's a new driver to go and do that, all of a sudden instill so much.
Yeah, because it must be hard if you know, like Joe's gone down, he's oiled down. You're sitting there, you want to get out there, but also on the other side of it, is that track going to be all right?
Exactly that.
Like there was a bit of thought in my head And I knew that like Dad and that had been out and checked the track and stuff. But then as soon as I got down the other end, it was just like, right, well, these guys, you know, not that I didn't think they didn't know what they were doing, but it just puts that bit of confidence in me.
Absolutely.
Think, right, that's one less thing to worry about.
And looking at them, you can see they take their pride in it, don't they?
Yeah,
absolutely. Oh, yes.
100%. So,
yeah, definitely.
Can I just say a quick thank you to our sponsors? Is that all right?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, is that all right? So we've got Pete, Sue and Thomas from South Central Fire. They come on board from the beginning, basically, and they are a massive, massive help to the operation. Basically, without them and their help, things would be a lot harder. Well, to all of our sponsors. My good friend Brad, he's got a renovation company, Merapi Renovations. He's been on board since the get-go. He comes up and watches, and he's been a massive, massive help as well. And also Foster's Cold Stores. We haven't really seen much of Foster's Cold Stores. One of my best friend works for them, but they've helped us, and they're always welcome up there. But we've had a lot more interest. A lot of people have seen what we've done last year, and we've had people come to us now instead of going to them, which is, I think, is a nice thing as well. People are recognising what we've done and maybe seeing, wow, these guys are, you know,
they know it. Yeah,
they know what they're doing. And don't get me wrong, we're not getting ahead of ourselves. We're not getting cocksure.
No.
But it's nice.
You would never let that happen.
No.
Would you?
No, because we need to stay grounded and realise that anything can happen. We could go out there first run, smoke the tyres all year.
Yeah.
You know, but all we can do is be pleased with what we have done and stay positive.
And take it there, yeah.
Yeah, and
definitely.
take our credit where it's due.
Absolutely,
you know?
yeah.
So that's good as well.
Do you know what, guys? What I want to do is I want to touch base with you halfway through the season.
Yep.
We'll do another one, see how you're getting on.
Yep. Do it at the track, maybe, eh?
We'll do it at the track, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the best offer I've had.
Then you can have our hospitality then and all.
Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah. Don't lose
Burgers
the keys.
Burgers are cheap.
Burger. Yeah, what in there? Yeah, all right. And, you know, like, it's been brilliant. So, to you guys, thank you so much. I want to say thank you very much to this year, our main sponsor, which is Jeff Stilwell with Red Lion Synthetic Oil. Thank you very much, Jeff, for that.
Oh, we need some oil, Jeff.
Right, there you go. So Jeff will see this. And basically, what we're trying to do as Stepping Out with Nigel podcast, as drag racing, as you know, we're trying to work out a way where maybe a team would say, we'll sponsor you for this event. Yep. Obviously, we pay to come in, that sort of thing. And then so we can work that out. If anyone's interested, please do get in touch and we can work it out as we go through the season or at the beginning of the season. Fantastic. But everyone from last year, and no doubt some of them will continue with us, Undertaker, you know, Steve Ashdown, obviously Jeff and Belinda Ball, Tide Marketing, all those ones that were with us last year. Thank you very much. It's been an absolute pleasure. And, you know, this year we'll move on and we want to be bigger and better and enjoy what we're doing.
Yeah.
And having you guys on board, Allan and Lee Bates, you know, we'll see you at the track. And, we'll have one of your burgers and all.
Yeah, always pop by, mate. Always welcome.
Yeah, no, brilliant. Fantastic. Guys, thank you.
Brilliant.